All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready. We are ready. I am absolutely positively excited today. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are coming on, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody. Let them know Ramon Preston, the squad, and the Ramon Preston show with a whole bunch of noise outside because they doing some road work. We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. Again, please do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and I want you to tag somebody and let them know we are live today. I am super excited. What an amazing day it has been. My hope and expectation, my prayer is that today has been amazing for you and to you as well. If for some reason it hasn't, guess what? It's getting ready to get a whole lot better because we getting ready to talk about the big cash flow. For those of you that are coming on, please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, and invite them to join us today on the Ramon Preston Show. Y'all know last week we took the whole week. I mean, literally, we took the whole entire week last week to share a lot of powerful points and some big takeaways from our recent business coaching mastermind. And so today, I'm not going to promise you it's going to be all week, but today we're going to talk about the king. I'm talking about the king of economics. And that's cash flow. Cash flow is king. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So get your pen, get your notepads, get your devices, get something so you could take some good notes. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. For those of you that don't know, I'm your host, Ramon Preston. And guess what? Every Monday through Friday, we share information with you on this show that is strategically and specifically designed to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. So if you are an individual who's looking to increase your income by 30% or more within 30 days, if you are an entrepreneur that's looking to properly start and structure and even scale your business, whether it's a holding company or an operating company, if you want to see that happen within the first 30 days, guess what? We're able to make that happen for you. But first, before we plug you into our coaching program or to our Blueprint Game Plan online training program, I want to plug you in for the next few moments while we talk about the king of economics. And I don't know if it's the king of economics. I'm just saying something that sounds pretty good right now. But I know one thing, cash flow is king. Cash flow is king. And so if you're taking notes, I want you to write that down. If you're not taking notes, but you can drop a few words or type a few words in the comments, I want you to type cash flow, hashtag cash flow. I want you to hashtag that cash flow because cash flow is king. Now we hear people say it all the time that cash is king. And if cash is king, then really cash flow has to be the kingdom. But to be more proper in my conversation with you today, I want to say cash flow is king. And I'm going to show you that there are, have you ever heard that saying? There are levels to this.
Yes.
You know, when somebody's talking about certain things that they doing, how they moving and shaking and operating, they'll say there's levels to this. There's levels to this. Well, I want to show you that there are levels to cash flow. This is getting ready to be real good for you. I'm going to show you that there are levels to cash flow. But first, we want to establish the fact that what? Cash flow is king. Let's establish that fact. Cash flow is king. And again, if you are of the belief that cash is king, what I want you to think about is if cash is king, then cash flow is the kingdom. So we need to back that thing up and just say, you know what, Ramon, I'm going to go with you today. Cash flow is king. And I want to show you that there are levels. There are levels. Say what now?
You can't
Oh, okay, good. So I just want to show you that there are levels. There are levels to your cash flow. All right. So there are a few things that I want to talk to you about with regard to cash flow. I'm gonna give you the different levels of cash flow, and then I want us to kind of deconstruct. All right, deconstruct this whole world of cash flow. All right. Now, for all of you queens out there, for all of you ladies, it's okay for you to, if you want to add some, gender specific to your cash flow, then cash flow is your queen. If that's how you want it to be, it's cool with me. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. You love it, I like it. You like it, I love it. It really doesn't even matter. All I want you to understand is, if you're focusing on so many things and none of your focus is on the one thing called cash flow, then most likely not only is your focus off, but your finances are off. And so we want to bring you back into alignment. All right. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about cash flow. And I want to show you that cash flow is king. And I want to give you the levels of cash flow. Now, some of you may not know this, but the online training program that we have called the Blueprint Game Plan, it's actually a blueprint to show you what you need to do financially and economically, but it's also a game plan to show you how to do it. That's why we call it the Blueprint Game Plan, just in case you never heard me explain it that way. But our online business and financial training program called the Blueprint Game Plan, it is a blueprint to show you what you need to do in your finances and in your business, but it's also a game plan to show you how to actually execute these things in your business and in your finances. But this program is centered around 5 steps. And these 5 steps are actually wealth building steps that we've put together as a system to show you how to get from point A economically to point Z economically, okay? And so when you think about this whole blueprint game plan or this system or these steps, the foundation, like literally the ground, the foundation of that whole system, the foundation of that whole blueprint game plan, I can go as far as to say the foundation to everything that I talk about and that I teach on and that I coach on and that I consult on. The foundation of that rests on this one word called cash flow. And that's why this is considered to be the king. Now, again, the people who feel like cash is king are people who really don't understand cash flow, and they probably don't even understand business. They just going off what other people say. Because I used to say it, oh, cash is king, until I realized that cash wasn't king. Cash was actually a worker or a servant of cash flow, and cash flow was the king. So we're going to dig deep into that today. So here's what I want you to understand. The foundation of your financial freedom, the foundation of your debt freedom, the foundation of you having good credit, the foundation of you having a successful business, everything that you want to do in business and finances, in your credit, in your personal financial life. You want to be a millionaire, you want to be rich, you want to be wealthy, you want passive income, like you got all these dreams. I'm telling you, listen to me when I say this. The foundation of that, everything that you want to do rests on you understanding this word called what? Cash flow. You have to understand this word, and you have to understand how this word works in all of those things that you want to see success in. Your business, your finances, your credit, your debt, all those areas are going to be built on the foundation of you understanding cash flow. So I want to show you that there are 5 levels. I'm going to give you these 5 levels of cash flow, okay? And then once I give you these 5 levels, I'm going to come back and we're going to deconstruct it a little bit. So if you're writing things down, if you're taking notes, the first thing you should have wrote down was what? Cash flow is king. Cash flow is king. All right. Now, why is cash flow king? Because cash flow has 5 levels to it. And these 5 levels are going to be foundational to building a true financial infrastructure. Like if you want to be out of debt, if you want to have good credit, if you want your business to succeed and thrive, and you want to be able to travel the world, guess what all of those things are going to require? Do you have an idea? All those things are going to require some level of cash flow. But if you dissect or deconstruct the word cash flow, you will see that there are like 5 levels, 5 layers to it. So I want you to understand each one. So we're going to dissect it. We're going to deconstruct it, okay? So write these 5 levels or layers of cash flow down. Are you ready? Okay, number 1. The first level or layer, I should say layer, but the level was it just sounded too good. There are levels to this. The first level of cash flow is income. Write it down. I'm telling you now, this is going to help you. The first level is what? Income. The second level is what? Cash. Yeah. Write that down. So I'm giving you the 5 levels or layers of cash flow. Because if you're gonna move into this mentality and into this operation that you believe and you show that in your life that cash flow is king, you want to understand the deconstructed levels or layers to cash flow. All right. So the first level is what? Income. The second level is what? Cash. The third layer is cash flow. Don't miss this. I'm telling you, this is going to help you see some stuff a different way. The fourth level is a cash flow plan. A cash flow plan. And then the 5th level is a cash flow cycle. I'm giving you some game right here. By the way, what I'm talking about right here, I actually teach a lot of these principles in one of the courses in my online training program. The course is called Creative Cash Flow Strategies. It's called Creative Cash Flow Strategies. So it's actually one of the courses that I teach. Just in case you don't believe me, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Bada bing, bada who? Bada bing, bada boom. Let me show you. Right here on my university platform, here's that blueprint game plan. I like to show you because I don't want you to just believe the words that come out of my mouth. I want to show you. That's my blueprint game plan right there behind me. If you can see it, okay? Let me open it up. I want you to see. We currently have about 26 courses in there with hundreds and hundreds of videos, but I want to show you right here, we actually have a starter prep session on cash flow, but then we have a full course right here called Creative Cash Flow Strategies. You see that right there? So look at all the courses that are in here. I'm just opening up some of those modules. We have Foundation of Financial Literacy. We teach on understanding finances and money, the basics of cash and cash flow, things that stop your cash flow. I might need to be teaching on some of that this week. Taxes and the 3 financial categories. I teach creative cash flow strategies, the income shifting strategy, how to create a cash flow plan. So it's a lot of information I teach just in that one course about cash and cash flow. So I just want you to see that I'm not just making stuff up as I go. These are actually courses that I teach in my online training program. So let's go back to my point. Cash flow is king, but Ramon Preston is saying cash flow is king, and there are 5 levels or 5 layers to this king called cash flow. So if you were to deconstruct, like peel back all the layers of this king called cash flow, here are the 5 layers you're going to see. Number 1, you're going to see what? Income. Number 2, you're going to see cash. Number 3, you're going to see cash flow. Number 4, you're going to see a cash flow plan. And then number 5, you're going to see a cash flow cycle. So if you want to literally become the king of finances, if you want to put yourself in a position to live like a king financially, then you're going to have to wrap your mind around this concept called cash flow, because that's the king of all finances, right? That's the king of your economic life. So your credit, your debt, your job, your talent, your education from college, your degrees, none of those things are going to play as big of a role in your success financially as this one word is. So when you deconstruct that one word called cash flow, and you make the decision that you want this to become the king of your financial life, think about the things you're going to stop doing. Let's just start there, because I'll get back into these 5 layers and levels. But let's just think about the things you're going to stop doing. If cash flow is king, why you focus so much of your attention on credit? Because credit is not king. I don't care what nobody say. Credit is not king. As a matter of fact, I know people who got good credit and who ain't got no money. And most of them can't go get a substantial amount of money, whether it's a line of credit or credit cards. You know why? Because on their application, their credit application, their credit worthiness is not going to just be based on having a 750 credit score. Guess what it's also going to be based on? The income they got coming in. That's one of the layers. So it's based on cash flow. You see how that works? But then I know people who can go to a bank and who could get millions of dollars of loans for certain business and investment opportunities that they have, or deals that they have, and they don't have really good credit. They don't have really, listen to me, I'm telling you. My wife and I have worked with a lot of different people that we have served as clients in real estate, and we work with people every day as clients in business. And I personally know people who don't even have 650 credit scores, who get lines of credit, who get opportunities for loans from banks. Watch this. Because of their income, because of their cash flow, not because of their credit. So here's some things that you got to like kind of reframe your mind with. So you chasing after trying to get the best credit score. That's good, but it ain't the king. You trying to pay off all your debt. That's good, but that ain't the king. Now, those two things play a role. They should be factored into your financial plan, because I teach that in our 5 steps of wealth building. But number one, if there's going to be a foundation laid, that's like saying, I'm going to build a house. I'm going to build a brick house and I'm going to lay a wood foundation. Does that sound right? You're going to build a brick house, but you're going to lay the foundation as wood. No, you're going to build a wood house and you're going to lay the foundation as cement, because you want the foundation to be solid, correct? So this is the concept of cash flow. So just for a minute, while we're talking about cash flow, let's get our minds out of this. I need to get my credit score up, and I need to pay off all my debt and my loans and blah, 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 blah. Let's focus on cash flow for a minute. And if we deconstruct this, we see there are 5 layers to this concept, okay? All right, so the first layer is what? Income. Second is what? Cash. Third is what? Cash flow. Fourth is what? A cash flow plan. And fifth is a cash flow cycle. Now, hopefully, if I have time within the next few days this week, I'll be able to get into like how you create a cash flow plan, how you shift your cash flow into a cash flow cycle to create it. I'll get into a lot of those things. But today, let's focus on maybe the first 2. So we deconstruct, we unpack, we peel back the layers of cash flow, because we're saying cash flow is what? Cash flow is king. So if cash flow is king, what should be most important on your mind right now? Cash flow.
Yeah.
If cash flow is king, what is the most important thing you should have on your mind? You should have cash flow on your mind. I have to create cash flow opportunities. No matter what I gotta do what I gotta do, because I gotta create cash flow opportunities. So when we peel back the layers of this concept of cash flow, the first layer is income. So let's explain what income is, just in case you don't know what income is. Because a lot of people, they make income and they don't even understand the power of their income. Did you know this? Did you know this? Answer this question if you can. Did you know that your income is your number one wealth building tool? Did you know that? So how many of you want to be wealthy? How many of you want to be millionaires? How many of you want to be rich? How many of you want to be well off? How many of you want financial freedom? Well, guess what the first step to that is? Your income. It has to start with the money you have coming in right now based on the work that you're doing. Some of you need to take a step back because you're trying to build this whole empire. You're trying to do all these amazing things, and you need to get a grip of what? What is the first thing you need to get a grip of? Your income. Your income. You need to get a grip of your income. I want you to catch that. Your income is by far your greatest wealth building tool. So many people, they skip their income and all they do is complain about, man, I need another job. Man, I need more money. Man, I need better credit. Man, I need to get a loan. Man, I need to get this. And they're not focusing on their number one wealth building tool. But if you understood the power of your income, you would treat it differently. Meaning that you would probably be able to keep more of the income that you have coming in and less of it would be going out. Why? Because you understand the power of income. So the first step of this, or the first layer or level of this five level cash flow life or world or ecosystem is your income. Your income. So for all of you that are out there bringing in money, so you might have a job. Well, the money you make on that job is called income. All right. If you don't have a job, you got a side hustle, or you make money every once in a while. Guess what that money is called? Income. What if you don't have a job, but you get a check every month from Social Security or retirement or from the government or from child support? I don't know where you get your money from. But wherever you got money coming in every month, guess what that money is considered? That money is considered income. So where you start is in your income. So what you need to learn to do is take control of your income. So now what you have to do is look at all the income that you have coming in every month. Get that total dollar amount of all the income that you got coming in and see where all of that income is actually going. Okay? Now, there are a few things that you have to do here. Because there are so many different strategies just within that one layer of income. But it starts there. So if you're I wish I can get people to understand, if you don't have a grip on your income, you shouldn't be trying to invest in cryptocurrency. You trying to invest in stocks. You trying to invest in real estate. You trying to start 3 or 4 businesses. You need to get a grip of your number one wealth building tool. Because trust me, if you don't have a grip on your current income, you will not have a grip on new income. Because you don't know how to get a grip on it. Am I making sense to you? It sounds elementary. It sounds fundamental. Here's a better word for it. It's foundational. It's just like you going to a piece of property, a lot that you want a house built on, right? And then you get out the car and you walk on the lot and they start pouring the cement and you come out there with pitchers and with utensils. Like, man, I got to put my utensils in my kitchen drawer. They hadn't even built the doggone house yet. You come in there saying, man, I don't know what, I want my bathroom to be blue. They're pouring the foundation. Get back in your car and wait. So here's what I want you to see when it comes to your income. Understand that your income is your number one wealth building tool. Because the more income you have, the more opportunities you're going to have, the more freedom you're going to have, the more flexibility you're going to have. Because if you plan on investing in yourself, if you plan on investing in a business, if you plan on investing in real estate or stocks or crypto or whatever, guess what it's going to take for you to do that? And some of you going to be like, oh no, it don't take income because I can get a credit card and do it. Or I can get a line of credit. It's still going to end up coming back to your income. How you going to pay the credit card? How you going to pay the loan? How you going to pay the lender back? How you going to pay the venture capitalists back? How you going to pay these people back if you don't have what? Income. You got to have income. So income is your number one wealth building tool. So all of you, even if you do have a grip on your income, here's what I want to challenge you to do. Me and my wife just did it this past weekend. I want you to do this because me and my wife, we do it every once in a while, like every month or so. Like we check our bank accounts and our finances every day, literally every day. Every day. Like not a day goes by, me and my wife don't know what we got coming in and what we got going out, period. And we got a whole lot of bank accounts. And guess what? We know where everything at. Believe that, all right? So even though we stay on top of it every day, our finances every day, our finances every week, our finances every month, but every once in a while, I'm talking about like every maybe 6 weeks or so, we push the reset button. We push the reset button. And what that means is we take a look at all the income we've had coming in and all the money that's gone out. We want to hit the reset to see, are we still in control of our income? Or are we allowing our income to slip away? Sometimes because we're being too nice. Sometimes because we're trying to help everybody. Sometimes because we don't know how to say no. Sometimes because we splurge a little bit. Or sometimes it's because we have certain things that we want to do. But when we hit that reset button, oh my God, that is not the week you want to call me and ask me for anything. Because that's the week I'm like, I ain't answering the phone. I ain't calling nobody back. I'm not even smiling as much because I'm resetting my mind to focus on what? I'm just keeping it 100 with you. My income. Because I already know my income is my number one wealth building tool. Not my charisma. Not a deal that I got last week. Not an opportunity that I see coming up next month. Not a credit line that I got. Not a new credit card. My income. I gotta make the main thing all the time. So I want to challenge all of you, even if you feel like you do have a grip on your income, go back and check for the last 6 weeks all of the income you've had coming in and see how good of a grip you can get on it to see where every dime has gone. And maybe you need to do some calculations on that income to see how much of your income went where. Like how much went to just current bills, like bills you can't get around. Okay, like rent or mortgage or a car payment, you know, insurance, certain things you just can't get around. Food, gas, you can't get around certain things. But then look at the percentage of how much of your income went on, let's say, we'll say utilities and like the most important bills. The next category, let's say what now? Eating out. No, just goofing off. That could be eating out. Yeah. It could be splurging, going to the mall. It could be looking out for a couple people. You know, it could be you just felt good. Because, see, I'm that type of person. If I have a couple $100 in my pocket, that's why my wife don't like me to have cash money. Because I'll be feeling good and I'll just be like, man, I'm finna just blow this $200-300. That's why my wife is like, you know what, just use a card. At least I can keep track of what you're doing when you out there acting a fool. So so go back about 6 weeks and see all the income that you had coming in and see how much went to bills, the important bills, how much went to just, you know, like luxury or recreation, and then see how much went to like debts, like debts, like real debts. So maybe like your car shouldn't be in a must-have, but I want you to separate those three first, just to see my must-have bills, my recreation, and then old debts. You know, like credit cards, people you owe, payday lenders. I don't know what kind of bills you got, but I'm not just talking about like the utility bills or the most important, like these are like necessities. Okay, so if you got certain bills you paying, like credit cards or student loans or payday loans, those are not necessities. It's not like you're gonna die if you don't pay a student loan. It's not like you're gonna die if your credit card is delinquent. It's not like you're gonna die if you don't pay certain bills that you owe, debts that you owe. But I want you to separate that, okay? I want you to separate the three, because what happens is if you separate the three, and you realize, man, I got like 20-30% of my income going towards old debt, old things that I did 8 years ago that I'm still paying for. But that's 30% of your number one wealth building tool that's being blowed from things that you did. I'm not saying not to pay your past debts. I'm not saying not to focus on that. But what I am saying is you need to focus on getting some cash flow. Okay? Because see, there were times, and I'll be the first one to tell you, there were times I was in like extreme debt. And guess what? When I got into certain levels of debt and I realized I made a bad mistake because I was not focusing on cash flow, I was focusing on a credit score. Everything I'm telling you I did. So I know it's the wrong way to think. Because wealthy people don't look at it that way. Wealthy people get into debt. But the debt that they get into is paid by the people who are either renting their properties in real estate or paying them dividends from certain stocks or equities. Wealthy people got different types of debt than regular people. So let's not get it twisted. Just because you hear somebody who's wealthy say, oh yeah, getting debt is good. Yeah, but what kind of debt? We're not talking about the same kind of debt. So you go out there and you go ahead and get your Zales credit card or K's jewelry, and you get your Lowe's, and that ain't real debt. That's making you cash flow. You can trick yourself into thinking, well, if I go to Lowe's and I get a Lowe's card, I'm going to pay the credit card, but I can buy screwdrivers and nails and blah, blah, blah. Come on, you reaching. You reaching now. You reaching. What you need to do is focus on cash flow. And the first layer of cash flow is what? It's income. So I want to challenge all of you. Take your income and look at how much of your income is going towards the gotta haves. Like, I gotta have a place to stay. I gotta have a car to drive. But here's the thing. See, when you start breaking it down, you're going to put your gotta haves, right? Then you're going to put your wants. And then you're going to put your recreation, right? And then over here on the third section, you're going to have like old debts, credit cards, like everything that's not a gotta have, put it in that section. Here's what you're going to find out. Most of your income, which is your number one wealth building tool, is being ruined and stolen by things that you have allowed to steal your income or your income from because you thought it was the right thing to do. But you got to start breaking that cycle somewhere. So you might well start breaking the cycle today. And some of you, I'll keep it 100 with you. Some of you should be driving a different car because you're paying too much for that car. Like if you do some research on how much car you should be driving, Most financial experts will say, I'm talking about like Dave Ramsey, Susan Orman, and a whole lot of these big gurus and financial coaches, most of them will say you shouldn't be driving a car, paying payments on a car that is no more than 50% of your annual salary. So that means if you're getting paid $50,000 a year, you shouldn't be driving a $25,000 car. And you shouldn't be paying payments on it for the next 20 years. So these are the things that you got to think about if you want to get that cash flow right. See, 3.5 years ago, everything I'm telling you, I did totally opposite. Everything that I'm telling you, I did totally opposite of. The only thing, naturally, that saved me and my wife was that me and my wife were both hustlers. We were both go-getters. And we were on the same team and on the same page. So we were both willing to wake up every day and grind it out, even though we were in debt over our head. And most of it was my fault. Almost all of it was my fault because I was so eager and ambitious to grow and to grind and to win and to build my business and blah, 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 blah. My wife, I just drug her along, getting credit cards, getting lines of credit, getting, what do you call them? Hard money loans. Man, I was just getting money from everywhere, but I wasn't focusing on my number one wealth building tool, which was my income. That's why when people ask me today, where should I get a loan? How should I get funding? Should I get credit cards? I'm not saying you shouldn't at some point, but what I'm saying is you shouldn't focus all your attention on that. You should be focusing your attention on what? Income. Because you increase your income, you ain't gonna need as much credit and debt that you think you need because your income is going to offset your need for that. And then when you do get credit and debt, you're not going to be desperate and thirsty for it like you are when you don't have income because you actually got income. You're just using it as an extra layer to leverage now. Now it's being used for leverage, not like as a get out of jail free pass because that's what most of us used it for. So my point in bringing that up is 3.5 years ago when my wife and I got serious about getting out of debt, getting our credit situated, and basically taking control back of our income. That's what me and my wife decided on. But when we made that decision 3.5 years ago, let me tell you something. We were nowhere near. We was in different galaxies from where we at right now. Because we on a whole different page in our life right now. And I'm just sharing that with you so you can see that it is possible. You have to start somewhere. And so the first thing my wife and I did was we took control of our income. We sat down and realized, you know what? We got this big old house. We got 2 luxury cars. We got this big old building for our church and our administration office for our business. We got, just credit cards, lines of credits, loans. We got all this stuff lined up, but our income ain't drastically increasing. So now we had to scale back and say, wait a minute. We don't need that much house. We didn't need 4,000 square feet. Just give us a good 1,000, we good. Mm-hmm. That's why we moved into a condo right here in Buckhead. We don't need 2 luxury cars. We'll take 1. We together almost every day. So we good. I'm 2 minutes. Like my office, my condo is like right down the street from our office. I don't even have to drive if I don't want to. I can look out the window from the back of the building and see our complex back there. So my point is we had to make those tough decisions because we were focusing on getting control of what? Our number one wealth building tool. Some of you need to take a real good look at your income because you keep saying, I ain't got enough money. Well, number one, you might not have enough money. You might do need more income, but don't just keep using that as an excuse. Also look at, do I have enough money to live a certain lifestyle? I just got to scale back on my lifestyle. Maybe I need a different car. Maybe I need a different place to stay. Maybe I need to adjust if I can find a way to get more control of my income. Now, that don't mean you can shrink your whole life down to zero because you're not going to be able to do it because you're going to have strategies to increase your income. So the income layer or level goes both ways. On one way, you got to look at what's taking my income and figure out how to stop letting those things take it. On the other hand, when it swings to the other hand, you got to figure out ways to increase the income. But if you figure out new ways to increase income and you still don't have a grip on your current income because you keep letting stuff take it, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to find more reasons to get rid of it. So it's like if you never sit down and take responsibility for where all your income is going, where is it going? Is it going to what's necessary? Is it going to recreation? Is it going to old debts and old bills? Some people trip me out. They so worried about their doggone credit score when it's already tore up. Well, no, I can't pay that bill. I got to pay that bill every month because I just can't let it hurt my credit. Your credit already tore up from the flow up. You need to focus on your income. You need to take a break from trying to be perfect or trick yourself into thinking you where you was 8 years ago. You ain't there no more. You got to crawl up out this thing to get where you need to be. This is why the first step in my blueprint game plan is for you to save $1,000. That's where you need to be trying to get to. So instead of spending all this money paying, I ain't saying stop, be irresponsible. What I'm saying is if you putting out $600-700 a month on old debt and you ain't even got $700 saved up, you got to think. Come on, boo. Come on, dog. Tighten up. You got to think. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. You got to put yourself in a cash flow position. You have to do this, especially now. Don't y'all see what's going on around us? Don't you see what's going on in society? So income it swings both ways. Number one, I want you to challenge yourself to look at the last 6 weeks. How much income have you had coming in? And don't give me some lame excuse. Well, I ain't had that much money. You've had income coming in. Look at it. Sit down. You're going to make me get ghetto right here. Sit your behind down, get a calculator, and look at how much income came into your hands. I don't care where it came from in the last 6 weeks. So that would be half of July, all of August. You look and see where all your income came in at and how much that total amount was. Now start breaking it down into 3 sections. How much of all that income went to necessary bills, like I had to have a place to stay, I had to have insurance, I had to have gas, I had to have food, I had to have a car, all right? I had to pay for my kids to go wherever. And then you look at the recreation, and then you look at old debt like credit cards, student loans, or payday loans or whatever. And then you divide that in percentages to see out of 100% of your income within the last 6 weeks, how much percentage of that went to recreation? How much percentage of that went to old debt? And how much percentage of that went to gotta have, I can't live without these bills? And then the next step should be, when you look at those percentages and the dollar amounts, do you even have that number saved? Because if you could see this much recreation in 6 weeks that you don't even have saved, you're doing something wrong with your income. I don't care if you got to eat oodles and noodles. I don't care if you just got to eat salad every day for the next 6 weeks. You got to do something different. And the truth is, if you swing it over, you might need more income because you might not be able to live any kind of quality life on the income that you're making, because that's another big problem. But you need to at least be able to assess it accurately so that you're not making these assumptions. So if you assess it accurately, you won't make these assumptions that, oh man, I can't wait till I get a better credit score, or I can't wait till I find a better job. Well, maybe I don't need a better job. Maybe I need to get better at managing my income. And then when I see how much I'm missing, to figure out creative ways to increase my income, that might not even mean, I need a second job. I need discipline and more income, but it doesn't mean I need another job. So that's income, all right? Man, I told y'all I don't even know if I'm gonna have time to get to the second one. The second layer of cash flow is cash. But listen to this. I'll just share this with you real quickly before I go. Income is different than cash. You like, huh? Yeah, income is different than cash. Let me give you an example. Just because you make an income, does that mean you have cash? No. You could be working on a job, making income, and still be broke, right? Because there's a difference between cash and income. So the first layer is income. You got to get that one right. The second layer or level is cash, meaning that now I've got to get control of my income until I'm able to develop the discipline to start saving up liquid forms of income called cash. So when you see the word cash, I want you to think about a liquid form of money. It's a liquid form of money. So don't tell me I got $18,000 in stocks. It's not cash. You don't have $18,000 in the bank. You got $18,000 on paper. Oh, I got a Rolex watch that's worth $9,000. That's not cash, dog. Like, we got to quit fooling ourselves. Oh, I got a house with $18,000 worth of equity in it. It's not cash. It's not cash. This is why you can't skip these levels. Because if you go through these levels correctly, you're not going to be in a financial strain. I'm telling you, I've been through all these scenarios. I've been through all these scenarios. This is why I'm so passionate about teaching people and sharing this with people, some of whom don't even want to listen to me because they think they done figured it out. But the problem is they still struggling. They still looking like they're rich, but never being rich. They look like they got financial freedom, but they ain't financially free because they're slaves to an economic system because of bad information. And a lot of that is because of pride. Can't nobody tell them nothing, especially somebody who they think should be below them. So I'm just one of those people where some people who might know me feel like, you know what, I don't want to hear him because who he is today should have been me. I should be in his position. Well, that's why you ain't in that position, because the way you think. Nevertheless, income is different than cash. So cash is a result of you being able to liquefy enough of your income. So I got to get control of my income enough so that once my income start coming in, I could create liquid forms of that income, liquid forms of that extra money, and call it cash. And once I'm able to create enough opportunities to get cash, in other words, to liquefy my income so that I don't have to throw it away, then I can move up to cash flow, creating a cash flow plan, and ultimately creating a cash flow cycle. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop here. It's almost 1 o'clock. I guess time flies when you're having fun. But for those of you that are listening to me and you know you want to put yourself in a better cash flow position, you know you want to put yourself in a better financial position, I'm telling you, listen to me when I say this, it starts with your income. It starts with you learning about money. It starts with you understanding the financial game. This is one reason why I teach so much on financial literacy. Let me pull up my university business training program, because this business training program called the Blueprint Game Plan is literally my way of giving you a blueprint showing you what you need to do financially and a game plan showing you how you need to get it done. Now, for those of you that really serious about increasing your income, our system teaches people how to increase their income at least by 30% within the first 30 days. Like literally, we have a large number of people who either join our coaching program and or they join our Blueprint Game Plan program, and within the first 30 days, just utilizing our system, meaning that they take a few financial strategies we teach and they implement them, they're able to see an increase in their income by 30% within the first 30 days. Like no lie, no cap. So for those of you that would like access to our Blueprint Game Plan, you're ready to start learning, you're ready to start training, We have an entire system. We show you how to walk through each step, how to save $1,000, how to adjust your W-4 form to increase your pay on your job. We show you how to connect your job to a LLC. We show you how to start and structure a LLC as a holding company. We show you how to create divisions and subsidiaries. We even show you creative cash flow strategies, like if you're strapped for cash and you just need some quick money within 24 to 48 to 72 hours, I got strategies to show you that. Boom, you could do A, B, C, and D, and within the first day or two, you can create some quick cash flow to get that cycle moving and start moving in the direction of your freedom. We teach real estate investing. We have 3 real estate investment classes that I really don't even talk a whole lot about, but it's in our Blueprint Game Plan program. Now, for those of you that would like access to not just the Blueprint Game Plan, but wait, there's more. Maybe, just maybe, you want access to me and my team. We have a 1-year business coaching program. This is a 1-year business coaching program. And this 1-year business coaching program, guess what? It comes with 1 year free access to our Blueprint Game Plan. So even though our Blueprint Game Plan is a separate program, it is the online version, we give it to you for free for a year while you're in our 1-year business coaching program. And this 1-year business coaching program, we have so many benefits that we have added. And me and my team, we still be figuring out ways to add new benefits to enhance your experience in our 1-year business coaching program. So whether you want access to our coaching program and or to our blueprint, or maybe both, here's what I want you to do. I want you to text 1 or 2 words. Text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. That information is in the comments. You could text the word coaching. Literally, you can get your phone and text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. If you text the word coaching or win, we're going to respond back to you, and we will take you through a few-minute assessment over the phone to help you identify with what exactly you need for your personal, professional, and your financial situation. We'll show you what programs and products and services that we have to best fit that need, and we'll sign you up either on the spot, or we can schedule an appointment to give you a more in-depth demonstration of what our programs are all about. We can walk you through each step of our coaching program. We can walk you through each step in each course in our Blueprint Game Plan. So if you would like access to the coaching that includes the blueprint, text coaching to 404-478-7213. The coaching program is going to be beneficial if you need a one-on-one initial coaching session with me and my team, so that we could take about 2 hours to put a solid game plan together for you. We're going to also give you access to the Blueprint Game Plan for that year. You're going to have access to 4 quarterly masterminds where we come together with all of our business owners and we do deep dives for about 4 to 5 hours on certain topics that are relevant to your business. You also get access to 4 quarterly workshops. Our workshops are centered around the 4 pillars of business success: sales, marketing, holding companies, and financial systems. You cannot be successful in your business without those 4 pillars. You have to have a sales system. You have to have a marketing system. You have to have a holding company concept operating with divisions and subsidiaries in order for you to excel and succeed. And you definitely need financial systems. So we give all that to you in that 1-year business coaching program. But again, you also have access to the Blueprint Game Plan separately if you would like to. So all you have to do is text coaching or text blueprint to 404-478-7213. And while you're at it, if you click one of the links you see in the videos, it will take you to our university platform, Ramon Preston University. You see it right behind you. When you go there, whether you go there from your phone, from your tablet. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Our Blueprint Game Plan is an on-demand, interactive training program. Did you catch that? It is an on-demand, interactive training program where you have access to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from your phone, from your tablet, from your MacBook, from your laptop, from your old school desktop. You can get access to it, all right? So I want you to go to Ramon Preston University, and I want you to take a look at our blueprint game plan. You can literally go there, click on our blueprint game plan, scroll down, and open up our program and literally see all of our courses. You click on any of these courses, let's say the ABCs of financial, any course you click on, it's gonna give you an opportunity to open up each, what is it called? A drop. Open up each module. So you see these modules open up. You can see what each course is. And like you're just gonna change your financial life. I'm giving you my own personal playbook. This is what I used to put me and my family in the position that we're in. And it really started 3.5 years ago. I didn't really start getting serious about it until the beginning of 2018. No cap. I'm keeping it 100 with you. Up until 2018, I was living like every other person was living. I was in debt. I was making money, but the income was coming in, and just as quick as it came in, it went out. So the moment I rearranged my mind and I started learning up and figuring out wealth building principles and started implementing them and applying them to my life, immediately I started seeing a change. Not just a change in me as a person, but a change in my financial situation. So let us know what we can do to help you. We're gonna continue this conversation tomorrow. Remember, today we talked about cash flow is king, and I gave you the 5 levels or layers of cash flow. That was income, cash flow plan, and cash flow cycle. So tomorrow we'll continue this discussion, and I'll share more game with you. Thank you so much, all of you who continue to support the Ramon Preston Show. I appreciate you. We love you. For all of you that continue to send us messages, you inbox us, you DM, you email us, you send us texts, you give us testimonies and success stories. Thank you all so much. And you know what? I'm gonna start saying this a little more too. All of you that watch the Ramon Preston Show, and all of you who participate in any of our programs, our events, I want you to visit Google and find Ramon Preston Enterprises. Find us on Google. All right? Type Ramon Preston Enterprises in Google search. And when our company comes up, please leave a Google review. Your reviews mean a lot. Me and my wife, we're big on reviews. That's the first thing we do before we go to a restaurant or before we go to some store. We're going to do Google reviews. We were just preparing to do some shopping for a couple items last week, and we did a Google review, and my wife was like, oh no. She was like, It was like a 2.7 or something. And then we started reading some of the reviews, and we was like, yeah, we just gonna go ahead and pass that one up just because of a Google review. But we do it all the time. And then there are people that you wouldn't even think, or companies you wouldn't even think are reputable, but because of their Google reviews, people get a real whiff of who they are and what they're about. So make sure you visit Google, type Ramon Preston Enterprises, leave your boy a Google review. I appreciate you. I love you. Same place, same time right here tomorrow, Ramon Preston Show. Don't meet me here, beat me here.